Welcome back to Second Time's the Charm.
It's Lexaflex. You know what time it is.
It's the fucking time.
Yes, it is the time.
It's 1977. Gonna drive my big rig down the road and be all like, steel gopher.
You know the game. You know the drill. Hit that button.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Vigilante 8, second offense.
Oh, and it's such a. It's such a. This is gonna hurt, folks.
Oh, it can't be more painful than the Molo playthrough.
Oh, it's pretty bad.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, because this time we're playing as
Steel Gopher?
Yeah, we're playing as Convoy.
Yep. Look at that big old belt buckle.
Oh yeah, in his Livingston Truck.
Yep.
It's
he's got to haul this.
Oh, now he's on the run.
Oh, it's Action Convoy.
It's Action Convoy
with Kung Fu grip.
Oh!
Finger guns. Pew,
now
pew.
He's gonna shoot you up. All right, I'm just delaying the inevitable.
Circle the wagons, here I come.
Oh, circle the wagons. This is gonna be a long episode because Convoy is notoriously a pain in the ass to play as.
If you've seen us in the first Vigilante 8, you know that all too well. Yeah.
And he doesn't even have steel gophers this time.
He doesn't?
No.
What a... Okay, Meteor Crater. Whoa, this old trucker sure ain't ready for Boot Hill. Considering Clyde had shoved him over the cliff at Navajo Canyon, Convoy was well on his way there. But thanks to Houston, he's back, alive, and even younger by a few minutes. Time travel, she says. Sounds more like a miracle. Nonetheless, there's work to be done.
Huzzah.
Alright,
Okay.
Collect 2 briefcases, protect the Meteor Observatory, and destroy all enemies.
Okay. And yeah, we got the big old tractor trailer.
Yep, so turning is going to be an absolute nightmare.
Oh yeah, I feel just like Mike now. Driving my big old truck all over the place.
Driving a truck with my high heels on. And I already did that joke. You know what? I'm doing it again. Why? Because I can.
Riding with death.
Try Paulidine.
Oh, shake hands with danger. Alright, so all I have to do is collect... Alright, so I think I've got all the...
You got 2 briefcases and you got to protect the Meteor Observatory and blow up Boogie.
Alright, sounds easy enough.
Unfortunately, we don't have the friggin' power this time.
No steel gophers, just...
No steel gophers?
Big air horns is all we got. Big horns, that's what we got.
Hook 'em horns. But no, steel gopher was one thing that made Convoy actually fun in the first game. This one, he's just...
I don't know if I'm gonna do my Convoy impersonation as much as I did in the first one. That turned into like an hour-long episode, and by the end of it, my voice was shot.
Yeah, roadkill.
All right, you got one of them. Congratulations, Convoy.
Now he's busy destroying the fences, like we're in Saints Row 2.
Give me 40 acres and I'll turn this thing around. Other timely trucker references, folks.
This is the 70s. You gotta have a trucker.
You know, I used to have like 2 tapes that was nothing but trucker music.
Oh boy.
It was actually given to me by a very dear friend. He was a trucker.
Oh, fair enough. Not Mike?
No, actually, it's so weird. I've had almost all my life, all my adult life, I've had trucker friends.
Go figure. Ghastly Bayou. Well, might as well get this one out of the way.
Oh, look at that picturesque scene.
I know, a whole low res and everything. Looks like Houston, Sheila, and JT have already cleaned up, but Clyde is still on the loose. What a bummer to discover that an old friend turned on you. Clearly, Slick has always had his own ideas. Vigilante informants claim he's running low on cash. Convoy decides to put a further squeeze on the creep.
Alright, retrieve Coyote stash from the tombs and protect the tombs.
Protect tombs, get 2 briefcases, destroy all enemies, and our only foe is Obake and her sword motorcycle.
Bitches.
At least
I always did find this storyline funny. That, like, in the first game, Convoy is all like, "Hey, you dodgy character, we need people to help us fight off these bad guys." And the guy's all like, "But I'm a dodgy character." He's like, "No, it's cool. Just help us with this, and you know, it's all good." And then, like in this game, it's all like, "That dodgy guy turned on us. I couldn't even picture this going wrong. How? What a twist!"
Okay, get away from the tombs. Obaki's on her butt.
I know.
You mean working with shady characters turned out to be not in your favor?
I know, like, fucking, in Clyde's defense, he never wanted to be part of the fucking Vigilantes to begin with. He just kind of got hornswoggled into this fucking mess.
Of course he did.
What I'm saying is that, Slick was a good boy. He didn't do nothing.
He was only a lad.
He was only a lad.
Misunderstood and abused, perhaps a little bit confused.
He
Boingo.
liked to burn things.
Boingo Boingo reference for the maybe?
Oh, yeah, I guarantee nobody gets that.
It's
but,
one of their more obscure songs.
yeah, I was gonna. It's actually off. It's the track from their. It's actually the song is Only a Lad. It's actually from the album Only a Lad.
Yeah, it's the title track.
If you like Oingo Boingo, all right. If you like Oingo Boingo, you probably know all about Only a Lad. Mm-hmm. But if you're looking for a good place to start with Oingo Boingo, check out Only a Lad. It's a pretty good album.
Yes, it is.
It's got that, and it's got Little Girls, which is a creepy song, but in context, it's interesting.
Yeah, if you listen to the lyrics by themselves, it sounds...
Yeah, it sounds sketchy as fuck until you realize it's parody.
Yeah, he's taking the piss out of someone.
He's taking jabs at executives is what he's doing.
Yes. Bye-bye, Obake. Into the drink.
Well, so far, we're kicking ass with Convoy. The shoe's gonna drop sooner or later, though, I'm certain. Oh, this old cowboy.
He still got it.
He's still gopher.
I wish he was still gopher. I miss the flaming tires.
Oh, we got a big old Convoy.
Wah, wah, wah. Alright, launch state. This time around, there are not only the Coyotes to deal with, but many other drifters. Convoy never understood why the media glamorized the exploits of the gangs. Now it looks like some gullible fellas got inspired to hit the road as well. Convoy always tries to reason first, but often he's left with no choice. Alright,
so I think it's launch the rocket.
Protect and launch collect 3 bombs, protect and launch the rocket, and destroy all enemies.
Okay. Should be easy enough.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Difficult, lemon difficult. I actually have a patch that says that.
Oh, this cocksucker. Well, at least my trailer's gone. No, it's still attached.
It's still stuck to the back. Stuck to the back and Goliath half track. And Goliath half track and the moon tracker.
Oh yeah.
We
got a big old Convoy. Alright, at least I got that trailer away from me.
I don't know why they include the trailer. Just include the rig.
The trailer is just there to be a pain in your ass.
Ow!
Oh, thank God someone hit me with something that fucking got me to move faster.
Electric fence? Steel fence?
You jerk!
Convoy, you jerk! Oh no, the half track's on here.
I know, and he's gonna get my fucking bombs. No, I got him.
Nope. Because his vehicle is suckier than ours, apparently. That's right, keep running into the fence, half track.
Didn't even know that was possible, but I'm happy it was. Oh, geez, just imagine when we have to play as him.
The only thing worse than him is a character we already played. fucking mole.
Oh, fuck. Nice. Alright. I'm on fire now. Now I am on fire. How unfortunate.
Oh, Convoy's on fire.
Yeah, get in the water, you. Nobody likes you.
Hey, little girl, is your daddy home? He's driving a big rig, you're all alone.
Moontrekker's wrecked. Oh, no. What happened?
It blew up. Launch rocket.
Oh, no. I think the building blew up before I could... Well, I said the shoe was about to drop sooner or later.
On the second episode?
Well, on the third level.
Go figure. All right. All right, hi, Convoy.
Oh, look, they're already hanging around on fucking Bomb Island.
Of course they are, just to annoy us. It's like, hey, you can't get us. Yeah. Listen, Goliath. I have no time for your bullshit.
He's like, but the gargoyles.
They must be protected. Alright, through the gate. Charge! That watchtower's going down.
Damn it, Jehovah Witnesses. Don't want to hear none of your nonsense.
Look, I am not going to take a watchtower. I'm just going to use it as toilet paper or to remove the bugs from my frickin' porch. And you're probably wondering, what about that second one, Jackie? Yeah, that used to be the thing I did with junk mail was there'd be cobwebs from the bugs on the porch, and I'd use the junk mail to swat away bugs.
That's funny. Alright.
Now don't screw it up this time. Yes! The locket! The locket has been raunched, ladies and gentlemen.
The locket has been raunched. Move them out! Alright, we got all our bombs. We're set?
I think.
We're set. Fuck you, Moontrekker.
Boing! I don't think we... Now we just gotta show Mr. Half-Track here who's boss.
Ah, take that, Mr. Half-Track. Us truckers don't take kindly to you fucking whatever you are.
Yeah, preacher.
Army surplus nonsense preacher guy.
He's the non-denominational preacher they have at the hospital.
I've never understood like the whole evangelist or non-denominational deal, because it's like, oh, I'm a preacher. It's almost like going to a doctor and he's all like, hey, I'm a doctor. And you're like, oh, well, where did you go to school? I'm like, oh, I didn't go to school. It's I'm just a doctor.
We just went to all the schools. See which one stuck. None of them stuck, so I'm all of them. Steel mill.
Steel mill.
Pennsylvania.
Rusted. Oh my god, it takes so long to load.
Steel mill. Convoy is overjoyed.
I'm overjoyed.
His sweetie Houston finally located her family and rediscovered her forgotten identity. Houston's true name is Tanya. Convoy escorted her to Washington for her family reunion and then continued on to Pennsylvania to track down Molo and Boogie, two notorious coyotes.
Notorious coyotes.
Yeah, I think notorious should be in quotes.
Alright, collect.
Collect 3 supply boxes, protect something, and destroy the enemies.
It's protect the money train.
Of course it is.
Essentially, this comes down to I gotta shoot them, get a few boxes that pops off.
Box, box, box. Come on, I need another box. Can I have a box, please? There you go. Your couplings are coming loose.
There we go.
There's a box. Give me the box.
Alright. And that's 3, so that should be all of them.
Now we gotta make a freaking knife.
Now we gotta make sure that
Knife
nothing
turn.
happens to that money train.
Oh, hi, Molo. You piece of shit, you. The only one with a more unwieldy vehicle than us. Alright. Full health. No, I didn't know any truckers growing up, quite oddly.
I knew a bunch, but... Alright, not when I was growing up, but like when I was in my 20s. I don't know. It's weird. I just ended up knowing truckers.
Maybe it's just like me and janitors, I guess, and I ended up becoming one, so...
I was gonna say, one of my exes, her family was... her parents were truckers. Well, truckers / carnies. Almost got into a sweet family there. Well, I shouldn't say that. They're actually really nice people. They're much nicer than their daughter was.
Ow!
No, so like I knew them, and I also was pretty good friends with a guy at a bar that I used to sing with a lot. And he was a trucker too. He was a retired trucker though.
Damn, Molo, just die! There we go.
He still did, I still want to say he did like, he did deliveries, but I don't know, it was weird. I never quite understood what his operation was. He was the guy who made the mixtapes for me.
Ah. Yes, Convoy, you do still got it.
But we used to hang out and sing and drink a lot, so.
Ah.
But,
Minnesota.
no, it was actually kind of funny because... So, one time he pops on over to my house to pick me up because we're going to a bar, out where I lived. Not out where I lived in the UP is like right, it's within 30 miles. But sorry.
Okay. Nuclear plant. Molo and Boogie are true diehards, more like dickheads. Convoy has almost developed a sense of respect for those two. Really? Seriously? Almost. Okay.
Respect for Molo.
You squash them and squash them again, they just keep on coming back. Yeah, they're bugs. Convoy is certain he hasn't seen the last of them. Now he's off to Minnesota. The Pander Island plant seems to be a real scum magnet.
Alright, so disarm the plant.
Collect 3 bombs, protect the nuclear reactors, and destroy the enemies.
Alright.
So, what about your friend here?
Alright, so yeah, so he came out to pick me up because we just decided to ride over together.
Makes sense.
And it was so fucking funny because when he pulled into the yard, you know, he's all like, "I've been here before." I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah. Does your father have like a sawmill?" Because I was living with my folks at the time. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, he does. He has a portable sawmill." He's like, "Yeah, I delivered the blades to him."
Wow. It's a small frickin' world, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we are keying through the wall for some reason. There we go. Trench. There we go. And, oh fuck. Leave me alone. 3 bomb. There we go. Bombs in the game, not bombs in real life. Calm and chill. Ugh.
Move them out. Alright, so we got it was just collect, right?
Yep, collect and protect the reactors. That's all we have to do.
This will be simple. Where the fuck's Momo? There
Stuck
he is.
in that crater. It's like, I can't get out. I fart a lot.
Oh, that perfectly sums him up, too.
I'd stay home and fart in a box.
He just farts in a box. He's like, I'm saving my farts.
That was a reference to the movie Date Night, but yes.
Date night?
Yeah, because they're poking fun at the couple, the pretentious couple in the restaurant, and they make up all these things these potential couple is saying, and in the outtakes of the of that movie, they keep going with that scene, but they make.
They're just making up more and more outlandish shit.
And one of them is, I'm going to stay home and fart in a box. And I must have laughed for a solid 5 minutes when I heard that, because Tina Fey says it, and Tina Fey says it in that perfect tone of voice. I'm just going to stay home and fart in a box. And I'm like, Tina Fey, you're amazing. But no, every time I think of Molo, I just think of that line. I'm going to stay home and fart in a box. She was great in Soul, by the way.
She was in Soul?
Yeah, she was the...
She was the soul?
Yeah, she was the soul who didn't want to become human. She's like, I'm just going to stay here because I don't want to do. But yeah, the Pixar Soul was actually a pretty good movie.
That was a good movie. You know, it's kind of funny because I've talked with a few people.
I think she was Soul 99, I think her name was.
Yes, or 33 or something like that.
Some number. Anyway, continue.
But no, I was actually talking with like a few people at work, and I was like, "Hey, have you seen Soul?" And they're like, "Yeah, we just saw that." It's like, that was a really good movie. I just find it funny because it's like the first Pixar movie I've ever watched where I've never seen a preview. I had no idea what I was getting into at all. Mm-hmm. and just about everyone I've talked to said, yeah, it's the same thing. They had no idea what the hell the movie was about. They just saw that it was a Pixar movie, and they were like, yeah, we'll watch this.
It's a good movie. It's got a cat in it. It's got that Pixar touchy-feeliness that you expect.
Yeah, it does that Pixar thing where it takes something that's like a weird metaphysical thing and tries to make a show with rules around it.
Yeah.
It's bizarre, but
it works.
It works. It's like when they tried. It's like when they had the show, you know, Inside Out.
Inside Out.
It was about like the different expressions and feelings that you have.
Yeah. Your feelings have feelings.
Yeah, your feelings have feelings.
And the whole moral is sometimes it's okay to experience negative feelings.
The funny thing I find about it is like you take an idea like that just kind of sounds stupid at first. Mm-hmm. Because I mean, they tried it in the 80s. They tried it in the 80s. It was called Herman's Head, and nobody thought it was funny at all. Everyone's just like, this show's dumb. But they somehow made it really good.
You get the right writers who get the right concept, and it just works. And quite ironically, part of the family that moved to California was from Minnesota. Because one of the memories she forgets is how to play hockey. So she goes try to play hockey in California and completely sucks at it, and she gets pissed.
You know, the funny thing is, when I was a kid, or I shouldn't say when I was a kid, when I was younger, I really thought I liked Minnesota. Mm-hmm. It was like, man, you know, Minnesota seems like a really cool place. And then I got older, and the more older I got, the more I was like, you know what? I don't want to go anywhere near Minnesota.
I still have a fondness for Minnesota. I think it's because my aunt's from there, and I have good memories of Minnesota.
I was gonna say I've honestly only been there like a few times, and I think actually I've never driven into Minnesota, but I've been there a couple of times because I came in by boat. And
take that, Molo! Fuck you!
You know, I've been to Duluth, Minnesota. I really like the place. But the funny thing is, the whole time I was looking at Duluth, Minnesota, I was like, this place is amazing. I would never want to live here in the wintertime.
That is very true about Minnesota.
It's nothing but hills and ice.
Yep. And speaking of hills and ice, Utah.
Oh, I definitely wouldn't want to go to Utah.
Utah is one of those states where I would like to visit, but I would not like to live there. because, other than Mormons and Salt Lake City, and there is some beautiful scenery out there. Winter Games. Looks
All
like...
these dramatic pictures.
No! Ken!
Oh, he shit his pants.
Looks like Clyde had seriously underestimated what he was going up against. Considering that the creep had complete historical data at his disposal, he should have known better. Now Clyde is completely out of cash and is getting desperate. Good.
Dumb. All right, so...
Collect and deliver 3 briefcases, protect the ledge, and destroy all enemies.
This is the one where every enemy has a briefcase. Okay,
Yep.
this isn't that hard.
As long as they keep the lodge intact, you should be good. But,
I don't know, I shouldn't say... I'd like to visit all the states at one point. Thankfully, I've already been to Florida, so I can already scratch that one off. I guess I've been to Minnesota, so I could technically scratch that one off too, I guess.
yeah, that would count.
I don't know. There's some states that I'm all like, just to say I'd been there,
Let's see.
I'm not trying to like say that like some states are crappy or anything.
But
Yeah, Mississippi. but I don't know. A lot of your states have your pluses and minuses.
see, that's how I see it.
Michigan's... I'm certain there's a lot of people that are like, I'd never go to fucking Michigan. And honestly,
Anyone from Ohio.
I can't blame them. Michigan's very nice and touristy,
Yes.
but it's also kind of a fucking armpit of the fucking country.
I want to go that far.
We have some shitty fucking cities.
We do.
We have some really fucking shitty cities. I know, like, I won't go anywhere near the east side of the state. I just want nothing to do with what's going on over there. I remember, like, I've had to go there a few times, and I'd the whole. I remember, God, me and Mike went there once, and it's so funny because the whole time we're all like, "Oh my God, we're gonna get shot," and it was a running joke the whole time too. It was very funny.
And it's not just Detroit. Apparently, I've heard some areas in the upper east part of the state that aren't exactly.
Oh, Flint's just a garbage pile. It's one of the worst areas. It's just nasty. Mm-hmm. I mean, Flint is so fucking bad that like even the water sucks.
Yes.
I mean, the fucked up thing is all right. So this is the thing I find so fucking sad about Flint. My grandmother was born there.
Right.
And back when she was born there, it was actually like a thriving, happening place. Then of course they moved to the UP, which I'll never understand that move. But I remember when I was a kid, I had to interview a grandparent for some school project. So I interviewed my grandmother, and I was asking, well, where were you born? And she's all like, oh, I was born in Flint, Michigan. And I was like, Flint, Michigan? I'm like, oh, that's terrible.
The place from Roger and me? What?
I know, and she's all like, no, it was really nice back then. I mean, we're talking like, in the 30s.
Right.
And,
Okay, we gotta protect that.
yeah. Oh, shit, that's right. We do have to protect that.
That's why I warned you.
I got so wrapped up in my disgust for Flint. No, she's like, no, it actually really used to be a nice place. And I was like, why the hell did you move to the UP? And I don't remember the answer she gave me, sadly. But I remember just being like, it was so weird for me to hear that Flint was a nice place. Because, I mean, at that time, we're talking the 90s, Flint was pretty well established as a horrible fucking cesspool. Mm-hmm. And, no, I find it so... The whole water thing, especially, I just find really depressing. Because at one point, the state said, all right, Flint, you were so bad, we're stripping you of your manager, we're putting in our own manager, and we're going to get things back on track. Even then, they couldn't get good water.
Right. It was that bad.
Even then, they drove. I mean, I know a lot about the drinking water field.
Yes, you do.
It's not hard to make good water. It really isn't. I mean, what happened there is just super gross negligence.
Oh yes.
And not even just like on like the low levels or the high levels. I mean, all the way up the fucking food chain. That's not just the state turning a blind eye.
No.
Like they tried to say it was. That is just, it's wrong. It goes all the way up.
Yeah.
Your city was so fucking corrupt. No one would do anything about like the obviously bad lead lines in the city. I mean, it's bad. I mean, don't get me wrong. Trying to deal with like an old legacy distribution system is challenging enough. Mm-hmm. But there were programs in place. You fucking budget out. You create an asset management plan. You address that situation.
It can be done. You just didn't.
Everyone else managed to do this except for Flint, a major city that just couldn't be fucking bothered apparently.
Case, I think that was from the Moon Tracker.
Yeah, probably was.
But like I said, each states have their
yeah, I was gonna say
minuses.
Each states have their good spots and their bad spots. You know, it's.
I always find it funny because people are like, "Yeah, go to the Dakotas. Yeah, what are you gonna find there?" And I said, "The Dakotas are actually quite beautiful if you know where to look."
I was gonna say I've always wanted to go to South Dakota. I wanted to see Deadwood.
Yeah.
Again, I wouldn't want to live there, but it wouldn't be nice to visit. Honestly, after the last year or so, I might want to fucking move out to Dakota. South Dakota, South Dakota, because there's almost nothing in North Dakota.
There actually is a computer game called Where in North Dakota is Carmen Sandiego. I am not joking. It really does exist. Defunctland did a video on Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, and after you watch this, go watch that, because, oh my god, it was a fucking nostalgia trip for me. But yeah, there is an actual Broderbund licensed computer game called Where in North Dakota is Carmen Sandiego, and I still to this day do not know if it's a legit game or a joke or what, but it exists.
I can't help but wonder if that was like funded by the state itself as kind of like a tourism publicity deal.
Oh, wrench.
I could see that because there's a lot of cities that have done similar things in the past, you know.
Look at all the cities that have monopoly boards.
Yeah.
Ow! Damn it. Baki's got a shield.
Fucking shield up anyways.
Hell, I think my own hometown had their own custom Monopoly board at one point.
Oh yeah, I know Kalamazoo does.
And my town has less than 5,000 people. My town is smaller than Letterkenny.
It was so fun. It's so funny too, because whenever that happens, you'll like, all the local businesses will have it like all over the place, but it's pretty much the only place you'll ever find it.
Oh yes.
I mean, you might be able to order it online or something, but.
Alright, now don't hit our own cactuses.
Yeah, I know, that's going to be the tricky part. There we go.
Take that, Obake. Where is your... There it is. Alright, now all we need is... that bastich. But yeah, there's a few places I'd like to visit. Maybe someday.
I know, like, I can scratch Oregon off the list, which is great. Because Oregon's kind of a hot mess, too. But I've been to Astoria. which is honestly like a really cool little place in Oregon.
All right, deliver them goods.
Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Charge.
It was actually funny because I remember I was with my old man at the time, and we almost went to Portland. Like we got into Oregon, we were about half an hour from Portland, and we're all like, do we really need to go to Portland? Like, no, not really. Let's just drive up the coast and, go over to we ended up at Astoria, where we crossed back over into Washington. And that was actually, there's a maritime museum there that was actually really cool to check out.
Ah, nice.
Oh, come on. What's going on?
It's being slow. Pacific Harbor. Clyde is losing his grip of the situation. The Coyotes are feeling the heat. They are getting sloppy. Looks like both Mola and Nina have plans of their own. Even Obaki might soon be turning against Clyde. Convoy has no problem staying on Clyde's tail. He will simply hunt him down to exhaustion.
Okay. All right, so...
Collect 4 supply boxes, protect the barge, and destroy all enemies. Figures, the one vehicle we can use to block the bridge with. We don't have that mission.
Yeah, go figure.
No,
Oh, thank
I'm not
God.
gonna
Eat
eat
this.
I don't want to eat it.
Eat it. Eat the missile. Oh, come on.
Yeah, I've been to Washington. I've been to Seattle.
Yeah, it's to Seattle too. That was actually, the funny thing is I wouldn't go anywhere near Seattle now.
Yeah, not until things cool off.
Yeah,
Same
and
with Minneapolis.
honestly, I'm starting to think that they'll never cool off. But I love Seattle.
Same here.
I
had a blast in Seattle.
That city has such an interesting history. I mean, I really love Seattle. I am so fucking disappointed to see it turn into a fucking garbage show now.
See, you are to Seattle as I am to Minneapolis. Because I loved Minneapolis when I was there.
I remember I always wanted to go to Minneapolis because I was, alright, so like when I was a teenager, I was a big fan of the Minnesota Vikings. Which, I mean, yeah, I grew out of the whole football thing.
I didn't.
But,
Okay, mostly grew out of it. I'm not as fanatic as I used to be.
Go away.
Yee-hoo!
Alright. Well, at least, we got all the fuse boxes. As long as the barges are safe,
Yeah, we should be fine.
we should be fine. If we just don't get fucking destroyed by these goddamn missiles the idiot keeps launching at us.
Yeah, knock it off, Nina.
Alright, we got some
'Cause
special...
I remember as a kid, I've always wanted to visit Florida because I watched a lot of Nickelodeon. And that's where Nickelodeon Studios was. Universal Studios, Orlando, Florida. It's free rental space in my head for all of eternity. I know Nickelodeon Studios doesn't exist anymore, but it seemed like everybody was going to Florida. All the rich kids go to Florida. And now I'm an adult and I'm like, do I want to go to Florida? I mean, there are nice parts of Florida, I bet.
I've been to Florida twice. I've been to Orlando and I've been to the Panhandle. And both were shitty trips. But honestly, I had a much better time. Climate-wise, I'd say the Panhandle was very nice in December.
Yeah, snowbird season.
Yeah. Other than that, it was not the best. But I don't know. I don't really have any desire to ever return to Florida.
See, I still feel like
Oh, you fucking garbage! I fucking hate that guy.
I still think the prime for me to go to Florida was in the 90s when I was a kid and everything was like magical and special. And now
Well, when you're a kid, everything's so different too.
that's very true.
It's like, well, I want to go here, and it's like you don't really take into consideration all the fucking
The traffic and the heat.
the traffic, the heat, the fucking insufferable fucking people. Which, I mean, that honestly, that's like one of the things for me is just about New York. Which, apologies to anyone who's in New York, but god damn, I'm talking city, by the way.
Yes.
And it just seems like people from New York City are like really, really, really fucking rude and full of themselves. I'm certain that's just the stereotype.
What I've heard about, I watched a documentary about New Yorkers and comedy, and what I've heard is even New Yorkers acknowledge the fact that, you know, they're not the nicest people in the world. Same with New Jersey.
Oh, I mean, perfect example of this, Donald Trump. Not a fucking friendly guy. It's... and that's just, to me, that's your stereotypical New Yorker. Someone who's like overly boisterous and completely full of themselves and just like, I don't know. Maybe that is just the stereotype, but I don't know.
I can't disagree with you there. Absolutely right.
Oh, I figured you couldn't disagree with me on that one.
No. He is a stereotypical person from New York City.
Oh no,
I can't
he's
that.
loud and he's full of himself, and all he does is talk about how great he is.
Yes.
That's just every New Yorker to me, which is funny because I feel the same way about most people from California.
Yeah, every time.
Which I know that is not actually true, because I have met some people from California that were actually really cool people.
Yeah.
That weren't just like all about themselves.
See, if I had to visit California, I'd like to visit Northern California. You know, the redwood forests and near the Oregon border. I would love to go there because I heard it's really nice compared to the southern part of the state.
Yeah, I was gonna say the southern part of California just seems like it seems like desert, and I don't like desert and
the desert and traffic and every Californian stereotype you can think of.
And Pilates and avocados and
and kombucha and although I heard the street tacos are nice. But still, it's be like if I had to take a trip to California, I'd probably stay in like the northern part of the state.
I had a coworker a while back. He spent a lot of time in Southern California. Mm-hmm. And he's from Michigan originally, but he moved out to Southern California. And he was just like, it's different, man. It's really different.
It's like a whole other world out there.
Yeah.
It's same with Texas.
Yeah, honestly, of all the states that like I was like, I don't really think I'd ever want to go to, Texas was one of them.
Really?
Yeah, honestly, because so
then again, desert.
Well, I worked with a guy who he got in some trouble in his 20s. And he had to leave Michigan for a while.
Fair enough.
I'm guessing about 7 years. I don't know.
We'll leave it at that. Okay.
But I mean, this guy was a rough and tumble guy. You could tell he had an interesting young. He was a lot more rough and tumble in his younger days.
Yeah.
When I knew him, he was like in his 50s, but he spent quite a lot. He moved out. He ended up out in Galveston.
Oh, I think I've heard the story. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and every story he had about fucking his time in Texas was just like, oh yeah, the fucking cops fucking beat the shit out of me in fucking jail, and someone pulled a knife on me, or someone shot my friend, or my girlfriend ran off with my car and all my money and shit. And every story about fucking Galveston was this horrible series of events.
Check your minds.
And I was like, yeah, all right, Ralph, you've convinced me. I'm never going to fucking Texas.
Or at least Galveston.
It sounds like hell on earth.
Although I heard the barbecue was incredible.
Plus, honestly, Texas also seemed like another one of those states where, like, Texans are just, like, overly super proud of themselves.
Oh, yes.
Which, I mean, I don't know. There's a fine line between, like, being proud of where you're from and just being obnoxious about it.
Oh, yes.
I'm certain we've pissed off just about everyone.
That's okay. Like I said, all states have their good parts.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I found some positive things about Texas, over the years, and
Right. They have good barbecue. They've got nice people if you know where to look.
well, that's the thing. It's kind of you have to know where to look. It's sort of like the UP. A lot of people think it's just all backwoods, hillbilly shit up there. It's all right. Stereotypes exist for a reason.
Yes.
But
As we've established many times.
yeah, I mean, there are nice places in the. Honestly, heck, it's like that one time we went up there. We drove to Escanaba, which is, it's a failing blue collar town, or it's a failing blue collar city. It's one of those cities where they used to have a lot of industry, and then like the industry closed up, and now everyone's broke as shit and fighting over Walmart jobs. But I mean, heck, when we were up there, I was like, there's this restaurant I always wanted to go to over there, but I never got the chance, and I heard it's good. It was a really, really, I wouldn't say it was a fancy restaurant because they let us in,
Right.
but it was right on that edge where I felt uncomfortable, where I felt a little underdressed.
Should we be wearing ties?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, geez, we look like a couple of fucking slobs in here.
This is gonna hurt me more than it's gonna hurt you, kid.
Oh, it's
Is
gonna
it
hurt,
really?
kid.
Anyway, yeah, we had this really nice restaurant. In this
But yeah, it was a really nice. The food was excellent. Oh, Alaska. God, we're actually towards the end.
Yes, we are. Alaskan pipeline. Okay, old timer, it's time to wrap it up. Convoy is tired. Oh, I bet you are. He's looking forward to some vacation time with Houston. Tanya, that is. Most of the Vigilantes have already called it quits, leaving it up to Convoy to settle his score with Clyde. Convoy pursued Clyde all the way to Alaska. There's nowhere else to run.
Oh no!
All right,
so
collect and deliver 5 bombs, protect the oil sailors, and destroy all enemies.
all right, and we are in the zooped up version of the Livingston Truck or whatever it's called.
That looks like a burrito.
It's a tanker.
Yes, it is, but it looks like a burrito. It looks like a burrito wrapped in tinfoil.
It's not the prettiest, that's for certain. Why we're suddenly in a tanker truck, I have no understanding. But I mean, they did it in the first game, so I guess.
Now from the side, it looks like a canoe.
But anyways,
The restaurant.
yeah. So we went to the restaurant in the UP, and it was like, I'm certain there are better restaurants down here. But for the UP, that was like, wow, I was kind of shocked that there was a restaurant like that nice in Escanaba.
I mean, cloth napkins and the fancy forks and all that stuff.
Yeah, like I said, we kind of felt like slobs being there.
But they were nice to us, and the food was really
they
good.
were nice, I just, it wasn't quite what I was expecting when we were going there. I was just like, oh yeah, we'll just throw on some clothes and head on up to this restaurant.
If I remember correctly, and this has been years, I remember I had a jacket with spikes on it, and the waitress had a fascination with it.
Oh yeah, we look like a couple of hoodlums walking in there, that's for certain. But they were nice about it, and they weren't all like, this is a black tie establishment.
Yeah, turn around and wear some normal people clothes.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, what are those? But yeah, the oil silos, you got to protect those.
All right. And we got to find another bomb, which I'm not finding, and it's starting to piss me off.
But we're here.
So anyways, the other thing that, when we were up there is we went up to, we're there in Escanaba. We decided, well, let's go to the movies, because that's where I went to college, so, that's the movie theater that I always went to, the old Willow Creek 8. And, no, we go into the movie theater, and it's got, the big, comfy, leather seating.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and I remember being so fucking pissed off because even we live next to an IMAX down here. And even it didn't have that nice seating at the time. It was still like the old garbage fucking, like tiny chairs where you're sharing an elbow rest and.
Yeah, they didn't recline and they didn't have the, the foot part on the bottom. Because we watched Happy Death Day there.
Yeah, that's what we watched. And it was just so weird because I was like, why is this theater nicer than anything that we have down by us? And
don't get us wrong, they eventually upgraded the theater to those nice seats, but it's like, why did the Upper Peninsula have them first?
It was funny, yeah, because I think it was about 6 months later, or 6 or 9 months later, down here, we finally got like all the nice revamps to the IMAX that we have just around the corner. But it was like, wow, why did the UP have it first? That's just so weird.
But yeah, like I said, every state has their good parts. Yeah, take that, Tsunami. And speaking of Alaska, this is a state I've always wanted to visit. Whether, just by plane or by cruise, I've always had a fascination with Alaska.
By hook or by crook?
Yeah, by boat or by float. We all know.
Good. She did have the bomb.
Someone set us up the bomb.
All right, well, now that we've gotten rid of that cumbersome tanker, time to go into the water.
Yep, I'd rather go to Alaska than Hawaii. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I had to go to Hawaii, for any reason, I'd probably I want to go see a volcano.
I find both just to be prohibitively expensive.
And see, that's the problem.
I mean, I don't really want to, and not even just to get to, but everything just costs so goddamn much.
Because they're out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, because it's the middle of nowhere, and it's good, it costs a lot of money to get stuff there.
Right.
I mean, I get why it's expensive. It's not like fucking Mackinac Island where just a grilled cheese costs you fucking $11. By the way, these are 90s prices. Mm-hmm. A fucking grilled cheese sandwich costs you $11. Just because, fancy and touristy.
And no cars.
Yeah, and no cars. God, I fucking hated Mackinac Island.
I liked Mackinac Island, but I can see why people wouldn't like it. I mean, the only vehicles allowed on Mackinac Island are emergency vehicles. That's it. Everything else is bikes or horses.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Mackinac Island, mainly just because everything is just way over fucking priced.
Because it's made for tourists.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. They're catering to the Detroit and Chicago crowd. I think that's
the best way to put it right there. It's not for locals who wanted to.
Yeah.
Do a hop, skip, and jump.
And that was one of the things that always did kind of bug me about living in the UP is there's a lot of nice stuff up there, but it's all touristy stuff, and it was pretty expensive. Yeah, it wasn't made for locals.
Growing up in a tourist town, I knew that all too well.
Oh yeah, and fucking Charlevoix. You guys didn't have the. Well, you guys had a yacht club there, didn't you?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought you guys did.
And we have two marinas. But heaven forbid if you live in the town and you try to find something to do at Saturday at 9 p.m. when everything's closed.
Well, Paul Bunyan Lanes.
R.I.P.
Oh yeah, that's right. They're no longer there anymore.
No.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, the owner sold it, and they ended up getting rid of it.
Well, shit, that thing had to have been... That building had to have been on its last legs anyway.
It was. It was...
That's you know what the sad thing is that must be a small town thing, because everything in Manistee was around the bowling alley for decades. Mm-hmm. Is that was the happening place.
Well, oh nope, somebody's shooting silos. We got to put a stop to that.
All right, asshole Clyde. Oh, of course they're fucking shielding you. Why not? Let me help you get out of there.
You stuck? Fling you across the map. Now, I grew up in a tourist town. If you want to go shopping, hopefully you need a T-shirt with your city's name on it.
And I mean, you guys were just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Petoskey, which is just super fucking pretentious. With their fucking,
And Traverse City was worse.
Oh, Traverse City was the worst, yeah.
The only reason it's one of those things I discovered when I was a kid, because Traverse City was our nearby mall. And nearby, I mean 60 miles away. It takes an hour to drive to Traverse City, but it's like, yeah, we're going to Traverse City, there's the mall. And then as an adult, you go to the mall, you get to the mall, and then you're like, what else is there to do in this town?
Well, you could go to the, the thing.
You can go swimming in Little Grand Traverse Bay, or you could go, oh, you can't go to the campsite, it requires an RV. Okay. Want to go to the Sam's Club? I'm sure Traverse City is probably a lot different when I remember as a kid, but the Traverse City I remember is just like, it was the mall and Sam's Club and that's it.
Get down here, fucker.
And the Girl Scout camps. But you went to the mall, but as a treat after you left the Girl Scout camp. And the Girl Scout camp isn't there anymore from what I remember.
God, this weapon sucks.
Yeah, of course it does.
It throws them, but God, it doesn't do shit for damage.
It's the base quake.
There we go.
Take that, Slick. Ow.
Blew you up, Slick.
Who's next?
That's it.
That's
we
right,
beat the game with Convoy.
That's right, he was the main boss. Yes, you do still got it.
In my big old rig. Big motherfucking rigs. You're a winner.
You're a winner indeed. You can go infinite in reverse.
So let me guess, he finally brought that beer to the those twin brother guys.
Yep. I wish Convoy was Burt Reynolds. Hello? Anybody home?
Well.
I don't know. Hey, Torque!
Well, we're all just living on this island. Oh, and Nina Loco's there?
Yep.
Oh, I did run away with Nina Loco.
Indeed. Now the world's wateriest margarita.
Actually, that was a good ending.
That was a good, solid ending.
It was like, all right, hey, guess what? We all went to the beach.
We all went to the beach. We drank watered down margaritas and all had a good time. It's far better than Chassie's ending.
Yeah, where it's basically just Chase's ending.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, well, that's it for Convoy, folks.
End of the episode. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and have a good day, everyone.
Yeah.
Vigilante, second